Did you know that managers spend 25 to 40% of their time dealing with conflict? That's 1 to 2 days per week. Hi, I'm Amy Pearl from Work Ignited, and I know that getting teams to talk about conflict can be tough. But today, I'm going to share a simple framework with you to help teams develop a process for managing conflict. It's interactive, objective, and action-oriented. Most of all, it works. So let's get started. The first thing I do is I draw this long continuum that you see behind me on flip chart paper on the wall. The longer, the better. At one end, I write the words unproductive conflict. At the other end, I write the words artificial harmony. And I start out by explaining teams handle conflict differently. Sometimes teams operate in a state of unproductive conflict. Other times, they're at the other end of the spectrum of artificial harmony. So what we're going to do first is define what these endpoints look like. First, let's talk about what unproductive conflict looks like. Teams say things like, we might not listen, it might be argumentative, people speak frankly and they talk about the tough issues, but they aggressively pursue a resolution to those issues. In defining what artificial harmony looks like, teams say, well, we listen more than we talk, and the banter might be courteous or friendly, but we're too cautious. We avoid the issues or sweep the real problems under the rug. Once we have both ends of the spectrum defined, I give each team member a red dot, and I ask them to place their dot on the continuum to indicate where they feel their team falls on this continuum. Are they more toward the unproductive conflict, argumentative and frank conversations, but at least we're putting the tough issues on the table? Are we more toward artificial harmony, where it might be courteous and friendly, but we're not necessarily talking about the right things? Or are you somewhere in between? You'll end up with something that looks like this, where in this case, this team indicated that they seem to lean more toward the unproductive conflict end. Although sometimes you'll have teams that are at the artificial harmony end. And every once in a while, people will say, you know, I'd like to tear my dot in half, because sometimes we start out in an unproductive way and then we feel badly about it. So then we go to a state of artificial harmony and we don't talk about tough issues because we're trying to smooth things over until things get really bad. And then we end up having knockdown dragouts again. So it's like ping pong, flipping from one side to the other. The key is to take the next step to help teams to understand that the ideal place to be is right in the middle. A place that I call productive conflict. I'll ask the team to tell me, what are the characteristics of productive conflict? Taking the best of both sides. Well, from the artificial harmony side, they usually say we need to listen to one another and we need to ask for and respect each other's opinions. Yet, good parts of that unproductive conflict side are that we discuss tough issues. Most importantly, they might come up with ideas like we need to develop solutions together and follow up. Now, I'm not looking for any specific activities or behaviors to be listed under productive conflict, as long as it's things that they can agree to as a team. One way to really drive the message home is to have them talk about specific conflict situations they faced as a team. Talk about the specific example. Were they operating in a state of unproductive conflict? Were they operating in a state of artificial harmony? Which of these behaviors did they demonstrate in that conflict situation? Which ones did they not? If it was an unproductive situation or a state of artificial harmony, are they able to now see where they went astray? Or if it was conflict that was handled well, were there any things other than these that they've listed that contributed to success? Sometimes they'll say things like, we all communicated during the process. We all had a common goal. We had good ways of keeping track of our progress on things or the way the situation was being resolved. Again, there's so many different ways and models out there that you can use to talk about conflict resolution. My favorite is whatever the team comes up with that they can agree to. And there you have it, a really simple, objective, action-oriented way to help teams develop a process for dealing with conflict. One of my favorite team building tools is the 5 behaviors of a cohesive team. This assessment and facilitation system is designed to help teams think about how they build trust, how they handle conflict, how they gain commitment, how they hold each other accountable, and how they achieve results together. The assessment is simple and, again, very action-oriented, and it almost facilitates itself. You can't go wrong. For more information, please contact us or visit our website, www.workignited.com.